Just because you practice every day, it doesn't mean you're going to improve. Sure, you might get better at taking lessons, but what happens when you remove the lessons or the recording that you're playing along to? How do you improve to the point where you stop feeling like a perpetual learner and start feeling like a musician? First, you need discipline. For most people, this is the hardest lesson to learn. Discipline is a skill you need to work at all by itself. Practice is useless if you don't have the discipline to do it regularly, and regular practice is useless if you don't have the discipline to practice properly. Set yourself a goal and follow through to achieve it. Always. Forget excuses, force yourself to follow through. Repeat this in every aspect of your life where it applies, and it will become easier. You want to get to the point where you are upset if you miss a practice session. Once you've learned discipline and you have sufficient skill, you need to learn to express yourself with your instrument, and the best way to start is through experimentation. I talked in another video about how it's necessary to gain intimate knowledge of your instrument, but do you know all of the sounds that it can make? Search for new and unusual ways to make sounds from your instrument that others might have tried already. Have you tried plucking piano strings? Playing a guitar with a bow? A violin with a shoe? Have you tried singing into a jar? Push the limits of how you can make your instrument sound. Go against everything you've been told is the correct way to play. When we're talking about expression, it's important to learn about dynamics. Dynamics is the loudness or the softness of a sound or note and is the primary way that we express ourselves through music. You'll recognize cliches such as loud is aggressive and soft is gentle, but in fact you can use dynamics in many different ways to represent emotion and create atmosphere. Softness can be scary. It can draw the listener in and force them to focus. It can also be light and breezy and everything in between. Harnessing the power of dynamics and knowing when to use them will make you an exponentially better, more interesting musician. Let's apply this to drums, for example. It's common among drummers to give a little bit extra during the chorus of a song to emphasize the change and groove and really drive home the hook. If you're playing full force all the time, where do you have to go when the song calls for a step up? Imagine you're performing with some other musicians. You need to make sure that the other musicians can hear themselves, especially the singer, and you also need to be aware of what the audience is hearing. Imagine drowning out everyone and everything else because you don't understand dynamics. Expression is one of the reasons why art is so important. We need expression in our society as a means of sharing and communication, but also as an outlet for our views and feelings that we might not otherwise be able to share. So, how do you learn expression? Get passionate. The best way to learn expression is by figuring out what you are passionate about and applying that passion to the instrument you are now skilled with. This might come easily to you, or you might need to do some soul searching, but expressing ideas and sentiments is hugely important to making good music. Often it's authentic expression that sets aside good music from bad. No one likes a faker. Think about how you see the world and your life experience and apply that to your music. Is every day sunny and incredible when you're a 14-year-old in California? Write about it, express it. Find others who think the same and make happy, sunny music together. No doubt there are others out there who will identify with your music. If you're disciplined with practice and starting to learn about experimentation and dynamics and applying all that to working out how to express yourself, you're going to start improving and starting to feel like the musician that you are. Thanks for watching. Please let me know what you'd like the next video to be about in the comments. Hit subscribe and then come join the Musicians Map Facebook group to discuss your musical journey. Also, go to musiciansmap.org and check out my ebook and audiobook about building success in music, as well as my podcast and a whole lot more free content and information.